It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A man accused of causing a fatal crash at Whittingham in December 2015 claims he suffered a seizure in the moments leading up to the collision. Lawyers for Charles Monks told Newcastle District Court the 23-year-old has a medical condition which could have led to involuntary actions, saying he was not distracted or under the influence at the time of the head-on crash. However, the Herald reports the man's uncle, who was in Mr Monk's car at the time, told the court he noticed no difference in his appearance or demeanour before the crash. A new report which shows sexual harassment is rife on university campuses, including Newcastle, has prompted opposition calls for more to be done to protect students. 55% of students have experienced sexual harassment, while 8% have been the victim of sexual assault on campus. Maitland MP and Shadow Minister for the Prevention of Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault, Jenny Aitchison, says students need to be protected on and off campus.
It occurs right across the spectrum. The report has identified that public transport has been an area of concern for students and risk for students, and where assaults and harassment have occurred. The government has a responsibility to ensure that everyone who uses our public transport system is safe from harassment or assault.
A police car has been taken off the road for smash repairs after a pursuit at Windale last night. The driver of a Toyota Hilux failed to stop for a random breath test in South Street just after 8 p.m, leading officers into Munro Street, which is a dead end. He jumped out of the ute and ran off, but didn't apply the handbrake, and the car rolled back into the front of the police car. The man is still on the run. Following recent reports of political infighting at Port Stephens Council, a West Ward candidate forum will be held tonight at Stockton RSL Club. The forum will give residents the opportunity to listen to and raise concerns with the candidates before the September local government elections. Fern Bay Fullerton Cove Progress Association Chair Sally Johnston says she hopes the forum will help residents to make an informed choice come election time.
I think, broadly speaking, we want a council that is actually going to work together and that's going to have listened to the community, particularly for Fern Bay and Fullerton Cove. We found that previously we've been down the far end of the council area and been somewhat forgotten.
Researchers at the University of Newcastle and Hunter Medical Research Institute are aiming to reduce the readmission of dementia patients to hospital. Following a $500,000 grant from the Australian Government, local researchers will trial medication management strategies for dementia patients and investigate the link to readmission. Chief Investigator Ashley Cable says the study will also consider the position of carers.
So the study will also undertake to measure carer burden and to measure how carers are coping with medications at home, and we're hoping to alleviate some of their stress in terms of coping with their medication.
The controversial hairpin bend constructed for the Newcastle Supercar 500 in November will open to the public early next week. The opening of the bend will follow the closure of access to Horseshoe Beach for civil works. Supercar event manager Kurt Saksuski says the bend will operate as an alternative route while the civil works are being undertaken.
The plan at this stage is to cover the roadway back up, to returf over the top of it during the outside of event times. And then it'll be uncovered and go back to racetrack and roadway for the actual events each year.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Knights prop Daniel Safidi believes the win over the Dragons on the weekend could be an indicator of the future of the young squad as they gain more experience. Safidi says the side is starting to mature, giving them the ability to hang in during the tough matches.
In the past, we would have lost that game probably. All of us young guys who last year we were inexperienced, we've all got over 30 games under our belt now, and that goes a long way to helping us.
Lambton Jaffers are heading into the business end of the season with a big question mark over former Jets captain Joby Wheelhouse. It was believed Wheelhouse chipped a bone in his ankle at the start of June, but after further scans it appears the injury is much worse. Leading into the NPL finals, the loss could prove costly for Lambton, who currently sit third on the ladder. And Newcastle surfer Ryan Callanan reached the third round of the US Surfing Open yesterday, needing to score at least 5.8 ahead of the final run of the round. Callanan scored a 6.77 with a powerful run. And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 9, 16, 41, 13, 37, 43 and 3, and the supplementaries are 11 and 26. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.